Welcome! Hey, in this tutorial I'm going to walk you through how to use Biteable's new Video via API feature. It's a powerful way to automatically create videos from your own app, website, or workflow. If you're a marketer who's comfortable with tools like Zapier, Make, or basic API calls, this feature opens the door to building video creation right into your marketing stack. You'll see how to send a request to the Biteable API, customize your video parameters, and trigger a finished video, all without needing a full development team. By the end, you'll know exactly how to integrate automated video generation into your campaigns, product experiences, or customer communications. Let's get started. So the first thing you'll want to do is log into your Biteable account, and by default, you'll end up on your profile page. Go to API key, and then create a key. I've got one right here. And as you can see, I can't see what the actual API key is anymore. So go ahead and you'll click Create Key. You'll give it a name. Click Create. And this is the only time you're going to see this key. So go ahead and make sure you click Copy. And then click Copied once more time, and it will go away. If you need to manage or delete one of your keys, just go ahead and click the trash can icon right here for the one you want to delete. Next thing I highly recommend you do is to take a look at the API documentation. We have a Help Center article that you can look at, but you can also, to get more technical information, here is the documentation for the API. It shows you the URL for the webhook that you're going to post the JSON file to. Gives you an example of what the package should look like that you upload to that file, that location, excuse me. And then it shows you down here all the different fields and the types and the expected values for the fields that you're going to put into the JSON file. Okay. There's more information down here about the response messages and whatnot. I don't typically use these, but if you need them, it's all documented here. Okay, so pretty straightforward. It's not a very long documentation, but take a look. I'm going to jump over to a Google Sheet that I use. I use this as the basis for kicking off my automation. So when I want to make a video out of a Substack post or a blog article, I'll put that URL here, enter my email address, and then I put in the value for these different fields. And I'll give you a link to this copy of this spreadsheet. What I've done is I've created some data validation rules for each of these cells, and you can only enter values that the API is expecting. So once I do that, I go back over to Make. And here is the automation that I've already built to save us some time, but I'll walk you through each step. The Google Sheet module is basically just looking at this spreadsheet. It's looking for this tab and tell it where to start. Okay, so you'll modify yours, and I'll give you a JSON file that you can download to actually import this into Make. But you're going to want to adjust this for your own sheet. Okay. The next thing I do, mostly from a troubleshooting standpoint, I like to just create variables for some of these values. So in this case, I put my API key value, which is right here, and I put that into a variable there. I put my email address into a variable, and then over here is where I'm creating the JSON. And the first thing you have to do when you create this from scratch is you click Add, you'll give it a name, and then you have to define the specification of the JSON. So in this case, these are all the fields that were listed in this table here for what you need to send in the request body. Okay, and so over here I've put those, and so URL type is text, email type is text, style text. Make sure when you do this, if you create this from scratch yourself, that the sound_track and the voiceover values are Boolean. Okay, if you do those as text, they won't work. So make sure that, because it's expecting Boolean, so make sure you set that value, and you do that here under type. Okay, so make sure you pick Boolean. All right, so let's go ahead and close this, because then once it's saved, here are the fields, and what I'll do is I click into the field, and then I'll select a value from the Google Sheet that I previously ran this to kind of get this this to show up here. So you'll select each one of these for the corresponding fields to put the value in there for it, okay? So if you've ever done this in Make before, this should be very familiar to you. And so what this will do is this will actually create that JSON file. Then you need an HTTP make request module, and this is the URL that you saw back here in the documentation at the top. Okay, it's right. Where is it? It's up here. Okay, right here for making a video. Okay, so it's there. We're going to set it to post, and then you have to manually type in and add these header values. Okay, so you're going to want content type, application JSON, X API key, and then I'm mapping the variable from this module in here. If you don't want this step here, you can just hard code it and put that API key value there. And then you need the accept application JSON as the last item in your header. And then down here under body type, you want to set this to be raw, and you want the content type to be JSON. And then here we're going to map in the JSON string value from the previous step in our workflow. Okay, so once that's all in there, I go ahead and tell Google, the Google Sheets module where to start. Select choose manually. I'll pick the value that I found, and then I'll click run. And you can see here that it's got the API key was set here, the email address was set there. It took all that information, put it all together, created this JSON string here, and then, whoops, click here, and you can see here that it sent all this information, posted the JSON file to this URL with all of our header information that we had in here earlier, okay? And then the output status code was 202, which is successful. Biteable will then send you an email telling you that your video is ready. You'll go back into Biteable and you'll see you have a storyboard. Okay, so once you click, you'll check your email, you click the link, and it takes you right here to this storyboard. And in the storyboard, you can adjust any of these things. You can change the text for the title, you can change the voiceover, you can change the genre of the music, you can change the voice for the voiceover, you can change the style of the font, you can change the style from of the theme in general. And then when you're ready to go, you just click fine tune an editor, and now you're just making a video in Biteable like you normally would. And that's it. You've seen just how easy it is to create videos automatically with Biteable's API. And now it's your turn to start building smarter, faster video workflows.